Hey, sorry again everyone. It seems like lately I just get a phone call right in the middle of recording yoga. So we're meeting back in child's pose after doing a vinyasa. And now let's step just the right foot up to the top of the mat, and we're going to send the hips back and start to straighten this leg. So leave softness in this knee. You don't need to lock it out, but we want to feel some sensation in the back of the leg, in the hamstring here. You can leave the foot relaxed, or if you want to tip it back a little further, you can tip those toes up toward the ceiling. Your choice. Listen to your body. Good breathing. Let's press it back forward, and we're gonna bring the right foot up to meet the left. Let's inhale as we come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling into our chair. Inhaling up. Swan diving back down. The left knee leads us back this time. Moving through one vinyasa. And let's step the left foot to the top of the mat. And we're gonna send those hips back as we start to straighten the left leg. Remember, leave softness, wiggle room in that left knee. Option to leave that foot relaxed or to tip those toes up. Breathe, relax. And let's press it back forward. We'll bring the right foot up to meet the left. Let's inhale, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling into chair. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan diving. This time, right foot leads us back, stepping back for down dog, left foot follows. Move through one vinyasa from here. Remember, you have that option to put your knees down. Meeting back in downward facing dog. You can stay here, or you can sweep the right leg up for a three-legged dog. Stepping or sweeping that right foot up and through to the top of the mat, finding our lunge, making sure the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And from here, we're gonna push back into an extended pyramid. So you're gonna push those hips back as, again, you start to straighten this front leg. Again, we're not locking out the knee. Leave softness in that knee. If you wanna feel more sensation in this, you try to let the upper body fold over the top of this leg and think about trying to reach your nose towards your toes. Let's find our way back to that lunge. And now let's step that left foot up to meet the right. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling into chair. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan diving back down. And let's step back with the left foot first, and the right follows for downward facing dog. Moving through one half series. Option to stay in down dog or to sweep the left foot up for a three-legged dog. And let's step or sweep the left foot to the top of our mat for our good lunge. Try to let those hips release down. Keep the chin lifted. We got our left knee stacked over the left ankle. And now we're going to push those hips up and back to find that extended pyramid. All 10 toes are still facing the front. Leave softness, as much softness as you need in this front knee. Remember, you can hinge forward with the upper body more over the top of the leg. Think nose toward the toes for more sensation. And let's find our way back to our lunge. And we're going to bring that right foot up to meet the left. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling into chair. Inhaling up. And let's exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Good. Grab another sip of water if you'd like. We're going to stay standing. Okay. Going to turn to the side. I've talked about this before. But a lot of times when we do our swan dive and we come down into a forward fold, a lot of times we leave a lot of space in between our abdomen and our legs. So here is now where we're going to try to eliminate that space. So we're going to start with an extra little bend in the knees, and we're going to release the abdomen onto those quads. So there's no space there now. None whatsoever. You can barely sneak your fingers in there. And we're going to bring our fingertips underneath our heels. Okay. Go ahead and release the head and neck. Let that gravity help you here. And then you can play with it as much straightness as you want to add to those legs, but try to leave the abdomen glued to the tops of those legs. Good breathing. Work with the breath. You may be able to find you get a little more movement as you relax and breathe. Let's go ahead and release. Come up nice and slow. Let your hands find their way to the quads. Come up with a nice flat back. Take your time coming up since our head was just tipped down below our heart. Give yourself a breath or two here. We're going to attempt some half moon pose now. So go ahead and grab your block. And you can give it a little test here because depending on your flexibility will depend on what level of the block you want to use. So we're going to start with our right foot down the mat, and we're going to start to stretch down, and we're going to try to reach that block to the floor. So some of you may have the block up on its high end, some of you may choose the middle level, or some of you may want it all the way flat. Okay, totally your choice. So find out which level is going to be right for you, and then we'll start the pose. So we want a nice, solid, strong base leg. We want to zip the abs in. We want our body tall and long in this pose. We're going to take the left foot behind us because we want that leg to come up as we start to hinge forward. And placing your block down. And you want to try to get some equal weight, hand and foot here. Now, if this is really hard and you're falling all over the place, you have an option to move against the wall here for a little support. Set up with your right hip right up against the wall so that you have the wall as an anchor point in half moon. Now ideally, we can bring this left arm up above us, but you have the option if you need to leave the arm long on your body, that's fine. The ideal half moon, you're going to be able to change your gaze. So as we start, our gaze is down at that hand, trying to fight for our balance. Then maybe you can bring that gaze to the horizon. And then the most challenging is to try to bring that gaze up to the hand up above you. Good breathing. If you're against the wall, maybe you can try to release that hip off the wall for a second or two so nothing is touching the wall and you're really fighting for that balance. If you need to come out of it, that's fine. Come out of it for a second or two and then try to go back in. And releasing when you're ready. We get to do the other side. So again, if you want to be against the wall, have just the outside of your left hip touching up against the wall if you're going to use the wall. So it's just one point of touch against the wall. We're not pressing the whole body into the wall. And if you feel like you're on, you can play with that gaze. Gaze could either be down at the block, at the horizon, or maybe at that hand up above you. And if you feel like you're in a good spot, of course, remember you can try pulling that one point, that hip, away from the wall to see if you can balance on your own. Come out of it if you need to. Take a moment or two to shake that leg out, and then maybe trying one more time. Releasing when you're ready. And we're going to go ahead and come down to seated on our mats. We're going to stretch those legs out in front of us. I'm going to turn to the side here briefly. Most of the time I face the camera on this one, but I want to show posture here. It's so important. So we spend so much of our time, unfortunately, like this. We've got this roundness in our low back, our shoulders are hunched forward, everything in the abdomen is squished, okay? We want to lift and lengthen that spine so that there's no roundness in the low back. It's nice and flat. We're gonna roll those shoulders back and down away from the ears. And you can either rest your hands in your lap or you can gently rest them on the floor next to you, trying to stay nice and tall. Spinal twist in here. So stay tall. We need this nice long spine for a good spinal twist. And we're going to cross our left foot over our right knee. Make sure you're staying tall. You're going to take your right elbow and hook it on the outside of the left knee, and then the left hand's going to come behind you to help keep you nice and tall. You're going to try to turn and open those shoulders, pulling that left shoulder back, and then if it's comfortable for you, turning that head and looking behind you, breathing. Let's take one more inhale. Let's exhale and release. All right, come back to that staff pose with your good posture, and then we'll cross the right foot over the left knee, keeping that good posture nice and tall. And then we'll hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes behind us to help keep us tall and straight. And we'll turn the other way, trying to open the chest, pull the right shoulder back, and hopefully turn that head, seeing the wall or mirror behind you. Good breathing in your twists. Let's do one more inhale. And let's exhale as we return to center. All right, uncross those legs, and we're ready for a little bit of relaxation. So again, I'll put you in relaxation, and then I'll go ahead and stop the video. That way you can spend as much time as you have or that you want in relaxation. And I suggest a minimum of 2 minutes being your minimum. 5 to 10 minutes is better. We all need some relaxation, some stress relief. So good for us. So let's go ahead and lower down into our Shavasana. Let's get comfortable. Again, remember, if you want to use a block underneath those knees, you can. Starting with the feet, let's release and relax the toes. Let the feet drop out to the sides, relaxing the ankles. Let's soften the knees. Let's release and relax the quads and hamstrings. Let's return to that good belly breathing that we did at the beginning of class, slowing that breath down, Relaxing the chest and abdomen. Let's release those shoulders back against the mat. Let's have softness in our elbows. Let's have palms turned up toward the sky. Let's relax the hands and fingers. Let's relax the throat. Swallow once or twice. And let's relax the face. Release the jaw. Soften and close the eyes. Release any tension from the forehead. Let everything relax. Let your body feel as if it's melting into your yoga mat, allowing your body to receive the benefits of our practice today. Namaste.